what I'm gonna say, TiesioG. This game taking place here. Agent has spawned as wait for it. There you go. Agent has spawned as the red human player over here. Tai Sa I don't know how to say Siog. Is it 2 syllables? Siog? Tyesog? Thought about going undead. Tyesog. I would prefer versus undead. Oh, Agent actually wanting to go on Tyesog. Sog. Tyesog. Okay, Tyesog. Thank you for the follow. Alright, Agent over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map, spawning as the orc. Good luck, lucky me then. Yep, you too. All right, so we'll see if Agent is just doing a little bit of trash talking, or if in fact his worst matchup is in fact Orc. We are going Farseer first, going up against an Archmage. We do see a Warmail first before a Barracks. I started practice Orc Mirror only because I win as human. All right, so let's see what's going to be going this matchup here. Farseer first, Barracks will transition into Headhunters. No Voodoo Lounge as of yet, interestingly enough. More peons going to get trained, and no second Orc Burrow. All right, so no additional Orc Burrows. We could be looking at 2 Headhunters popping out here in just a moment. And when all is said and done, are we going to see a tech to tier 2? Coming back to the bottom left-hand side of the map, Agent already opening up and being very defensive, getting an early scout tower and upgrading it to an arcane tower, not wanting to deal with, spirit wolves or a blade master who tries to venture in a little bit too far. 4-3-3 creep camp will get cleared up quickly here on Concealed Hill. Archmage leaving behind the Forest Troll Trappers for the Water Elemental and the Militia to finish off. Forest Troll Trapper or Forest Troll Berserker will get finished up here pretty easily. The Militia, well, a little bit gung-ho, able to deal large amounts of damage as the, wolves are now already coming across. In comes the units. Will this Militia be able to jump on inside? It looks like it is trying to slip on through and able to slip past those units, and now goes back into, the hiding in the gold mine. All right, coming back around, Arcane Tower right there. One peasant could end up getting taken down. No, does not get taken down. Meanwhile, Archmage is fighting up against the giant sea turtles and that Farseer here. Giant sea turtle, looking to engage. Who's going to get the final shot off? Archmage wants that experience. Wants the experience. Gets the experience and gets the item, and now trying to back away again. No damage getting added onto that Farseer. You really need to be able to make some damage stick onto that Farseer if you want the harassment to stop. Meanwhile, Water Elemental simply walking towards this gold mine here, and will end up throwing himself on that gold mine if and when the time comes. About Rage or Crota, did you ever rage back when you played? I can't imagine you raging. I would I would get upset, but I wouldn't let I don't want to let the other person know that I got upset, right? All right, so but yeah, I do get mad. I do rage. Everyone gets mad. It's, things just get frustrating. Learning that you have anger issues during a pandemic because you're just forced to be around the same people over and over and over, and as no matter how much you love them, is a big sign. Imagine Crota getting bad mannered. Yeah, I mean, there is that expectations, right? If losing doesn't make you mad, right, then you weren't really trying to win, right? And anyways, let's come back around here. Farseer, Headhunters, still sitting at level 1. We are getting up more Headhunters still, and finally getting up that Voodoo Lounge tech to tier 2, nearly done. Meanwhile, Agent's tech to tier 2 just now, halfway started. Lumber Mill, and now getting up an Arcane Vault. Coming back down, Archmage, going to look to finish off all of these Murlocs here. Headhunters Headhunter with Farseer support, those Spirit Wolves will be able to rack up a bit of damage. Archmage being, well, trying to split directions a little bit, is going to be able to buy a Staff of Teleportation and then just simply head back home. Farseer now on the board, sitting at level 2, as the Archmage does teleport away. I wonder if the Farseer actually saw the remainder of that teleportation circle. I say things like nice race, or it must be nice to just have spam when you... Well... Well, there's a lot of things that you can complain about. Like I don't know. I guess human players, like destroyers, have always been a big problem for me. Like I know destroyers were nerfed in the past 2 years, but back when I was playing, I'm just like, yeah, you know, like, oh, cool. Human has this, when they introduced Frozen Throne, oh, human's been introduced to a new anti-air unit, and it shackles. Oh, so it does damage, and you can attack it. That's great, and it's magic. Oh, okay. And then you realize that you can't shackle destroyers, and while all of the other like races, right, you can web them, you can ensnare them, right? You're like, and you're like, wait, so where is my where is my anti-air unit against destroyers? And you're like, oh yeah, they're flying machines. And then back then, flying machines, you remember flying machines were buffed because they were dying too quickly to destroyers and their splash damage. So yeah, yeah. Anyways, coming back around. All right, Farseer continuing to engage here. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 1. It does have Stomp. Meanwhile, Panda now out here on the battlefield. Gonna get him in with the Stomp, finishing off one footman there. Archmage running on into here, trying to take down Headhunters. Takes down 2 very quickly as the Archmage now tries to sneak back out and will be able to do as exactly that. All right, coming back through. Tauren Chieftain chasing after that Panda right there. Yeah, because spam and right click does not apply at all to Riflemen. Totally hate destroyers. Spam and right click, totally focus firing with Riflemen versus focus firing with Crypt Fiends and Crypt Fiends with Orb of Corruption is very different. And we all know it sounds easy. You're like, all you're doing is just right-clicking with Rifleman, or all you're really doing is just using Frost Nova and Death Coil when you're, you know, as an undead. But when you try to do it, you're just like, oh, my Death Coil was late, or my Death Coil was early, or it didn't finish it off. Oh, I overexposed my Lich when I tried to Frost Nova. All of those things do happen too. You just, in your mind, you always make it sound easier for your opponent and harder for you. Anyways, let's get back into this game. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 2, gonna go ahead and try to get to level 3 while the Farseer is away. Coming back around, Peasants gonna make their way down. Panda sitting at level 2, and Panda also wants to get to level 3 for that Breath of Fire onto all of those Headhunters and eventual Berserkers. We don't see the War Mill upgrade coming in from TiesioG as of yet, and the Archmage, well, only has only 1 water elemental here, so actually overexposing himself quite a bit. And now that the Shamans are here with Purge, is going to be forced to back up. Archmage really overexposing himself, and I'm not quite sure what Ag3nt is really hoping to do in this spot. If he's just trying to buy time for his Panda, that is going to work out well. But then again, the Panda getting up to level, well, perhaps trying to set up an expansion during this time. Okay, there's a Breath of Fire. Perhaps getting up an expansion during this time is going to be the right play, as he does have a couple of Ivory Towers. Coming back here, Brewmaster going to finish off a couple of these units, picking up a Ring of Regeneration. Good for that frontline unit. Footman also with Defend will be able to reflect back a bit of that damage as the Brewmaster gets up to level 3. Level 2 Breath of Fire with a Potion of Greater Mana. Archmage sitting at level 3 as well. Are we going to see Ivory Towers quickly placed down? Yes, there are. There's the towers. Expansion is now going to be set up here. Yeah, tier 2 Expo set up here. Ag3nt, well, going off the traditional path with the tier 2, well, and usually it's like tier 1 expo or tier 1 or 1.5 expo. He isn't building up a 50 supply army here. This is a little bit odd, and while a Force Troll Trapper needing one more hit and will finally get taken down, more towers going to get placed down here. So we're going to see 3 towers in position as there are Invisible Panda and Archmage making their way off to the north. All right, this is rather unorthodox. The expansion is going to get shut down before it even gets started, and Agent quickly, hits reverse and refunds all of that invested cost there. Where did all of that gold go instead? That is the question, as the Panda and Archmage say, you know what, here we are, surprise, and now going to go ahead and engage, trying to take down some of those units. All right, Scroll of Town Portal quickly being used. Archmage, Panda showing up to the party. Invisible units teleporting right across here as the Panda going to say make its way back down, try to get some more breaths of fire across on these units, and teleport back out. Meanwhile, we are looking at the Footmen, Spellbreakers, and Casters engaging against some green creep camps during this time. Peasants now making their way over, and they're going to be trying to set up the expansion that was abandoned moments ago. All right, coming back through. There goes a couple more units. Spellbreakers are out onto the battlefield. Oh, Tome of Strength going to be left behind. Is the Tauren Chieftain going to read it? No, he's not. All right. Tauren Chieftain completely ignores a Tome of Strength because, well, Taurens aren't vain like that and don't go to the gym. Tauren Chieftain gonna go ahead and throw his foot down, and now Lightning Shield dealing massive damage to those footmen as well. Quickly getting dispelled though. Kodo Beast, however, digesting up a Spellbreaker as we're looking at a bit of healing coming back across. I believe Scrolls of Healing were used by the Tauren Chieftain and the Farseer to try and mitigate some of the damage from that Brewmaster's Breath of Fire, as more Breath of Fires are still going down. Wind Riders engaging here, 41 supply compared to 48. Agent really having a bit of trouble as the Tauren Chieftain does in fact get up to level 4. Level 4 Tauren Chieftain, I'm always now afraid of level 5 and then follow up level 6. However, well, Shaman's going to get taken down. There goes one Shaman there as another Headhunter getting taken out as well. All right, somehow in this battle, Agent getting in, finding a couple of big kills as well. Scroll of Town Portal finally being used as the Panda is going to be able to get off one more Breath of Fire. No, Scroll of Town Portal will whisk him away a bit too quickly. Yeah, that fight was definitely all over the place. Not quite sure what to make of it. Headhunters or Troll Witch Doctor placing down a Sentry Ward here. We could be looking at some Arcane Towers or some additional towers here to try and set up an expansion. Still no sign of that yet. Meanwhile, TiesioG actually being a bit aggressive and setting up the expansion in the middle of the map. All right, here on Concealed Hill, you don't normally take that center expansion, and that is the hill that is constantly fought over. And if you control that hill, you are generally controlling a good portion of the map, the middle portion of the map, and you can see where units are coming around if they're not invisible. But also that you can get a bit of that gold as well. So forcing a fight into that location does make quite a bit of sense. Well, in comes Breath of Fire. Is Kodo Beast does end up being saved. Scroll of Town Portal to save a Kodo Beast and finish digesting a Spellbreaker. Where do I find these replays? If you go to my YouTube channel, any YouTube video that's been recent, if you go to the description, if you want to study any of those replays, it is linked in the description. So yeah, definitely check out W3 info, as well as we're looking at the Shaman now trying to retreat back here. All right, a little bit of an engagement. Archmage, Spellbreakers, Casters, a really skeleton-based army here as the Brewmaster now trying to retreat back, coming back around. If you subscribe to the Crota, he tells you where the replays are. No, I'll just tell you. I'll just tell you. If you want to subscribe to me, thank you. If you want to follow me, thank you. Please do so. It does definitely help out. But I don't know. I feel so vain asking for subscribes and likes, even though I know that's how you promote yourself. You kind of just have to like get over it. Like it's part of the game. And I don't know, it feels kind of cheap though. All right, Control Magic taking those dire wolves coming back from the other side. Archmage dropping in water elementals behind. There's a Breath of Fire taking down that Kodo Beast as well. That final attack from that Archmage. More Purge going down onto the Water Elementals here. 43 supply compared to 48. The army of Ag3nt a little bit larger, even though there is home field advantage for TiesioG. Ag3nt continuing to fight back here. Low hit point Spellbreaker now trying to retreat. A Tauren Chieftain unable to use Stomp effectively as he's pretty much surrounded by Spellbreakers at this point in stage in the game. Another Raider going to get taken out, and the lines are not clearly drawn in this matchup here. They are pretty much just running all over the place, trying to find easy targets to pick off. Meanwhile, Kodobeast looking and then does find a new Spellbreaker to try and eat. Going to go after some of those casters in the back. Chain Lightning followed by Stomp, going to be able to take down 2 additional priests as a Kodobeast now looking to retreat back. Grunt going to get taken down. All right, no one saving any units in this, well, micro-intensive battle. I know it sounds a bit odd, but so much effort being focused on trying to take out units that no one has the energy to try and save units there. Scroll of Town Portal trying to get away finally, but a quick 1-2 kill. Sorcerer's going to get taken down alongside a Spellbreaker there. And, well, Water Elemental being digested, and I gotta believe that Kodo just feels absolutely bloated and will not be able to finish digesting this Water Elemental before the timed life comes to an end. Coming back through, Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 4, almost level 5. Farseer sitting at level 4, going up against a level 4 and level 3. Expansion finally scouted out here by Ag3nt as they're walking by, perhaps just being rallied over. That is the reason why some of those Spellbreakers had taken so much damage. Panda almost at level 4 now. Level 2 Drunken Brawler not going to help out all that much as a Breath of Fire to try and finish off. Come on, Breath of Fire taking down some of those peasants, 1 peon down to 6 life. However, in comes the flank from behind. TiesioG making sure that reinforcements are going to be coming back the wrong way. A beautiful Stomp followed by Chain Lightning, and 5 peasants served up to the experience of that Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain only needs 1 more hit. Well, it gets up to level 5 on that Tauren Chieftain. Level 3 Stomp now on the table, and level 3 Stomp does have an incredibly large radius, as you see right there. Tauren Chieftain a little bit worse for wear, does use a potion of healing. Is he going to try and get off a Stomp another place? But the Spellbreakers are the ones that are challenging him as the Tauren Chieftain now makes its way back over. There goes a Purge, Potion of Mana followed by a Stomp right there. Archmage could be in trouble as the Archmage is currently stunned down. Well, Tauren Chieftain trying to retreat back around. Are we going to see a random Stomp? That would be absolutely huge. Does he spot this Archmage? Yes, Archmage is completely spotted right here. There's the Chain Lightning finishing it off as the Tauren Chieftain now squeezes his way back through. Are we going to see a Stomp? No Stomp. He ran out of mana just at the wrong time as the Sorceresses are trying to finish it off, and it escapes away at 11 hit points. All right, Kodobeast does end up getting taken down. Another Kodobeast could end up getting taken down. And even though the Tauren Chieftain was in fact saved, 2 Kodobeasts were lost, and that is going to be a major, major setback. Oh, what playing on a razor's edge right there. Tauren Chieftain, you saw him try and put his foot down, but a Spellbreaker took away some of that precious mana, thereby not stunning the Panda. The Panda was able to get off a couple more lucky hits, but not lucky enough for the Drunken Brawler to proc and finish off that Panda there. The expansion will end up getting shut down. TiesioG not having the expansion, and the main bases should be nearly mined out. Only 3 minutes of mining left. Yeah, I believe there were some wards in here. Oh, he used reveal. All right. I mean, there are sentry wards all around the map, right? So it's not unheard of to think that there was a sentry ward that was on timer inside his own base right there. Oh, and there's also a half-used Dust of Appearance item. All right, so Farseer sitting at level 4 will get to level 5. Tauren Chieftain will stay at level 5, not gaining any experience. New big item coming online here. And, well, another Wand of Mana Stealing. That seems to be the item of the day. Meanwhile, Panda sitting at level 4, Archmage sitting at level 4, and we do see a Scroll of Healing on the Archmage. No Scroll of Healing on the Brewmaster, though, even though Scroll of Healing should be your #1 priority with how much we've been seeing Chain Lightning and Stomp being used against that back line. Spellbreakers want to remove all of the precious mana from that Tauren Chieftain before the time comes. Are the Raiders going to try and engage here? Should be able. Nope. Chooses not to engage, perhaps knowing that an attack is already underway in his base. Spellbreakers going straight after that Voodoo Lounge, removing some of that home field advantage. Agent does have a larger supply, only has 5 workers and no one on lumber at this stage. So having the nearly maximum supply, 50 while staying in low upkeep. Only 5 workers here, says the Wind Riders now show up right behind. Casters could try and engage. There's a Breath of Fire. Tauren Chieftain puts his foot down, but only hits the Priest and that Brewmaster there as the Chain Lightning finding all of that back target. Spellbreakers continuing to go after all of these units again. There's another Breath of Fire trying to go after the Sorceresses. Archmage doesn't have really that much gas against those Wind Riders here, as there is another invisibility onto the Archmage. Archmage is Dust of Appearance revealed. Archmage going to get taken down, and there goes down Agent's Archmage at level 4. Brewmaster still sitting at level 4. Spellbreaker trying to finish off more units. There's that Scroll of Healing coming across once again. Tauren Chieftain with the Stomp. Spellbreakers unaffected, but so many units getting taken down still. Brewmaster sitting at level 5. Potion of Mana used, and are we going to see a Breath of Fire come back the other way? Yes, we are, but the Scrolls of Healing from TiesioG have been rather effective, and TiesioG may end up getting the win right here as the Tauren Chieftain trying to stop and stun down that Brewmaster. Brewmaster, another Breath of Fire, pushing back against those Wind Riders again, but these units will be forced to retreat. 39 supply compared to 32. Army sizes are about the same. Spellbreakers going after all of these slowed units. Panda with Breath of Fire has been able to really pick off a lot of units, but the Wind Riders, there's another Scroll of Healing being used again and again as the Archmage now shows back up onto the battlefield, getting resurrected at the tavern. There's another Breath of Fire again. Panda, however, does not really stand a chance right here, as the units are all still trying to retreat back. All right, units trying to retreat back here. Priest continuing to heal. Panda coming back around. Panda, with the Ring of Regeneration healing up quite a bit. Priest could try and get in a little bit of heals as well. Panda could turn back around. One Priest going to end up getting healed. Nope, there goes the Wind Riders with that piercing damage finishing things off. This is just an absolutely messy game so far. Archmage going to continue in the fight. Archmage now trying to retreat back. Drops a Water Elemental. Where is that Farseer? Farseer, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability used in time as the Water Elemental snipes down one of those Wind Riders. Archmage now finally up at level 5. Level 3 Water Elementals are going to become available. Panda looking to Breath of Fire, and all of the units are just running around all over the place as the Archmage is going to heal back up at this Fountain of Health. Coming back off to the north here, Water Elemental Spellbreakers could look to engage. That Brewmaster's Ring of Regeneration has really topped him off on health for quite a bit, as the Tauren Chieftain looks to regenerate a bit of health too. Long distance mining happening down to the south as the Brewmaster and Spellbreakers are looking to engage Archmage. Not quite sure why it didn't just stick around at that Fountain of Health to regenerate a bit more, as a Sorceress is going to easily get taken down. They're giving level 6 to the Tauren Chieftain. All right, level 6 Tauren Chieftain. We all know what that means. He's pretty much never going to get focused down. Spellbreakers are right there, but unable to purge down that Water Elemental, as the Breath of Fire finishing off a little bit more. Wind Rider escapes at, what is that? What health was that? Come on. 5 health, maybe even down to like 3 health. Natural regeneration for the win, keeping that Wind Rider alive. Every unit matter, as the gold mines are currently all mined out right now. Long distance mining in play for the peasants down to the south. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 6. Archmage going to come back around and find this group here. Archmage going to look to try and heal. There's a stun right there. Archmage could be in trouble. There's the Chain Lightning finishing off a level 5 Archmage again, as the Panda unable to get the Breath of Fire onto those back units once more. Tauren Chieftain, taking quite a bit of damage. Spellbreaker is going to try and go for a surround here. Water Elemental is going to find that back target. Panda does not have an Orb of Fire. Water Elemental finding the low hit point Wind Rider, as the Spellbreakers are going straight after that Farseer, who is nearly at level 6. Meanwhile, Panda going up against the Tauren Chieftain. Panda trying to line up a really nice shot of Breath of Fire across all of those Wind Riders here, as the Archmage is still out of commission. No sign of it getting resurrected as of yet. There's that Breath of Fire being used once more. Panda on cooldown does have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Sold the Scroll of Town Portal, trying to catch up to all of those units, as the Farseer is able to push away once more. and being able to stay alive. Tauren Chieftain with that endurance aura, very fast movement speed as the Tauren Chieftain now battling up against the Panda. Panda getting in a critical strike there, but knows that he needs to pretty much ignore this Tauren Chieftain all the time. All right, a little bit more heals getting underway. Brewmaster now trying to retreat back. In comes the Farseer. Farseer could have a bad day. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire go back the other side? No, we are not. Wind Rider, Breath of Fire, it gets burned down as the Brewmaster down to 34 hit points, using a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Now going to turn back around and try and fight. Tome of Intelligence being left behind there. Tauren or Panda down to 101 hit points. Where is he going to try and go? I believe that is going to... Like, nope, gets to level 6. Okay, Farseer fallen at level 6. Tauren Chieftain trying to catch up to the Panda. Panda gets hit in the back by the Tauren Chieftain. No chance for Earth, Storm, and Fire. Farseer sniped down. 19 supply compared to 22. All right, yeah, a beautiful play by TiesioG, recognizing, hey, you know what, Wind Riders, the right call, finish off the Archmage. Panda never got Orb of Fire since we never went to tier 3, and with no real way to deal with the air units, the Wind Riders just dealing so much damage. Coming back through Spellbreakers, going after some of these peons here. Peons are going to get taken out, but don't give any experience anywhere as all of the heroes are taken out. What can Agent really do to try and mine a little bit more? Absolutely nothing as he throws in the towel, waves the white flag. TiesioG comes away with the victory with a level 6 Tauren Chieftain who just dealt so much damage, had to be ignored, took down a level 6 Farseer, but used up too much mana and was unable to use Earthstorm and Fire to save his own Panda. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed the fun, entertaining game. Let me know what strategies you guys would like to see out there in comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.